Another beautiful day down here at the beach, but unfortunately, Faby could not join me this morning. She's not feeling well, but it is Sunday special time, so let's go home and get her and get to work. So we found Faby, and a lot of the questions are directed at both of us and not just myself. But we're going to start out with favorite assignment in the military. What was yours? Because
my favorite was South Korea. I like exploring a new country and seeing new culture and stuff, so I got the opportunity to go there for free on the Army's dime.
It's true. I don't know if it's necessarily something that I want to do on the Army. You know, like, it's kind of limited, isn't it? Like, you couldn't really go where you wanted to go and stuff like that.
Wherever I wanted every weekend. I could even submit passes and go to Japan or whatever. I didn't, but I could have.
I would have totally taken advantage of that. So I guess mine would probably be when I was stationed at Fort Lewis, Washington. I was a squad leader. And I think, you know, so I was in like 13 years, so I got to lead for about 10 of those years. And, you know, leading the squad, being squad leader is probably the most exciting / scary / you know, action-packed moment throughout my entire career. And I miss those guys a lot. That's one of the things that I miss about the Army itself. And that was actually another question was, you know, what do you miss, if anything? It's the camaraderie. You know, the morning formations and the motor pool and all that, I could live without all that. But the guys, all right, the guys, you know, and yeah, oh my gosh, inspections and layouts and stuff. No, thank you. But the people, I don't mind the PT. Like, I could definitely use the PT these days, but it was just the people that I missed the most, and that's where it kind of relates into YouTube. Is, you know, what about you? What do you miss?
I miss feeling like I sort of take care of people. Like, I was a platoon leader, and so there was always somebody to take care of. So that's kind of like
late night phone calls, DUIs, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it always felt like I was helping somebody out. Like, I got to help a lot of soldiers and like push, you know, their careers and things like that. Yeah. So I feel like that's one of the things that I
totally.
miss.
It's the in general.
And like they always like look up to you when you're in a leadership position and things like that. Yeah. So I miss them looking for like your advice and your mentorship and things like that. That's something. A lot of the guys
that I had they are extremely successful now. I know like Baki's like. He works for like some construction business, but he's like high up.
But like, it always feels like whenever a soldier that was under your care achieves something, it always makes you feel proud. Like sort of like, you know, you help them out. Like you get that sense of pride or whatever.
Exactly. So Skittles got a lot of attention last week, so we got to make sure that we kind of diversify the questions. And so we're going to jump into Scotty's question about Paradox, and he asked what was my plan for Paradox and like what I intended on doing with it. And really, it's just getting it active again. Right now, the guys that were in there, that, you know, they had a lot of league wars, and it's just back to back to back to back to back. You know, trying to recruit gets overpowering, and so I would like to see it get back into the competitive league, you know, action, but it's going to take time for that. PDXE, on the other hand, is extremely active. Like, surprisingly, Stash has done phenomenal over there. I cannot like discredit that. Him and the guys from the previous North Clan, and Skittles as well. They've done phenomenal. I was in there last night for a moment. What happened in there last night?
There was a lot of trash talk, but we had like 12 people online like most of the night. So yeah, it was pretty active. It was always really active.
So PDXE is kind of like the build-up clan, you know, like the lower level players working to achieve a higher level, and then PDX or Paradox is supposed to be the high level clan where the hard stuff is at. But it's just a matter of getting it there and finding the people that want to be a part of that. Everybody's running their own clans. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. But if I could just get, you know, like a team together that just kind of want to just do the same thing. Yes, I'm using her phone to cheat and ask questions. What do you like about PDXE so far, though?
I like how active it is, and I like the fact that people are there to help each other out rather than tear each other down. Yeah. Like, if you mess up, they don't really, like, they try to help you so that next time you can do better rather than criticize you and kick you out of the clan.
Yeah, criticism in Clash of Clans can not always be taken positively, especially if you don't know the player, and that's one of the hardest things when it comes to joining a clan and wanting to stick around and be in that clan is not criticizing them so bad, because not everybody plays the same way. So like you might have like 5 years of experience, and then you got someone like her that only has like 2 months of experience, and
but I really like that about like, Paradox Enigma.
Exactly.
And they're always spinning wars, and like it's like extremely active.
That's a good thing. Activity is what makes people stick around. And unfortunately, I lost my questions. But Scotty did ask, why did we start doing YouTube together?
I thought that was a question for you.
It's kind of a combined question, really. Okay. So, I started YouTubing back in 2016. So the channel actually kind of started around March of 2016. I think that's around the time that the first video was posted. And in the beginning, it was just kind of posting for my clan, you know, trying to remember bases, because we were hitting a lot of the same bases over and over and over again. You know how that goes, like trophy bases and farming bases and stuff like that. And then it just kind of progressed from there. Well, during my break, Faby and I connected, and we started living together, and it was like...
Well, before that, the reason we connected was YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to start my own channel, because if you check, I posted some videos or whatever, but I needed sort of like a mentor, so he was my mentor to teach me how to do YouTube. But then I discovered that video editing was not for me. So after discovering that video editing was not for me, I completely dropped out of YouTube, but the creative part of it is still something that interests me.
Yeah.
So once we reconnected and, you know, got together, moved in together and everything, we're like, why not?
That was actually kind of funny. That was like kind of one of those situations where she's talking about being a YouTuber, and I think it was up in the S3 shop in the office or whatever. And I was like, oh, wait. Hey, how are you? You know, like, so it was kind of like, I think at the time when I met her, I had about 15 to 20,000 subscribers.
And then he's like, well, if you ever need any help, you know.
She went all the way up to St. Louis for some Cheesecake Factory, and I was like, hey, while you're up there, why don't you give me a slice of cheesecake and swing by the house, and I'll show you my setup.
He always says, I was joking about that. Don't buy that.
It was interesting, though. It was actually really interesting. And so there was a lot of key points that I was trying to teach her along the way that I'm like negligent of doing myself. And that's watching numbers, watching subscriber count, don't do it. If you're trying to be a YouTube channel,
and guess who's telling him not to do it now?
No, exactly. So like, and that's like you really, and I think the best one to say it the most, or there was a recent video with Powerbang and Clash with Ash, and one of the key points that I think it was Clash with Ash said, he said, just move to the next video. You should be just thinking about the next video. Just keep going to the next video. Keep going to the next video. And I can't say that enough, because really my best work is when I just focus on making the videos and not worrying about what the subscriber count is, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. It's really you guys, the viewers, that are showing up every day, watching the videos, enjoying the content and all that stuff, and you guys are the ones I should be focusing on. It's not how large is my subscriber count, because that really, at the end of the day, doesn't really do a ton for you. And most importantly, how old are we?
25.
So, but I was gonna say that I'm 34 and she's 25 because she's a lady, and ladies don't age past 25.
No, I am sticking with 25.
They turn 25 and they stay 25 forever.
I always say I'm turning 25 for the time. I'm not gonna say that, because if I say it, then you guess what age I am.
Have you played any other games like Brawl Stars, PUBG, Call of Duty? What do you think of those games, specifically Brawl Stars, since it's a Supercell game?
Who asked that?
This is Sally.
Okay. I have played Brawl Stars, although it gets on my nerves and I yell at the players all the time. And for some reason, Brawl Stars has like a lot of troubles in my iPhone. Like it has the loading screen. So I recently just started playing Royale again, which also gets on my nerves. But
Yes,
Yeah.
so I've noticed on Brawl Stars, so back in the day, early Clash of Clans, there used to be a lot of like server glitches or whatever, I don't know what they're really called, but where it just seems like it's constantly loading or where it's having issues connecting to the internet. And Brawl Stars does the same thing, especially for the iPhone 10, I've noticed. I haven't had this many problems on my phone. Mine's a iPhone 7, like I'm an older model. And so I don't really have a lot of the issues that she has with Brawl Stars. But I have played Brawl Stars. It's all right. It's fun, but it gets a little repetitive over time.
For pain or for glory.
I played Royale and I pushed up the ladder a little bit, crossed past 3,000 cups and just kind of got burnt out with it because I wasn't good enough to progress. And in reality, that's the way it normally goes with video games, is that once you become like not as good as you think you are and you start facing off against players that play a lot, then you get burnt out with it really quick because you're just struggling, you're not having fun, and then you find something else that you can play your hand at.
That's why I stopped playing Royale in the first place. Because I got to the point where the players were too good and I was not where I was supposed to be at that level. So
exactly. So, and yeah, I played Call of Duty, loved Call of Duty. I was on all of them actually. I bought, or actually my brother bought Black Ops 4, but I didn't get a chance to really play it too much because then I started YouTubing for Clash of Clans again.
Yeah.
So I do own a PlayStation 4 and she owns an Xbox One. So it's like, we have the components to do it, we just don't have a lot of time to do it. And from here, I guess I'm going to go back to the studio and start getting into some of the Clash of Clans questions. Faby's going to head down to the beach now and get out of the house for a little while.
Hi.
Okay, back in game. So one of the crappiest things about using a green screen, for those of you that are inspiring to be a YouTube channel, is that you cannot wear whatever shirt you want. The shirt I was previously wearing, I had to go change, unfortunately. The Riot just kind of bleeds out and looks like I'm see-through. It's just super annoying, man, when you're using a green screen. It looks good being able to have the background and all the other good stuff, but it just sucks when you can't wear what you want to wear and go with it sometimes. I was asked, what was my favorite skins, and so far there's only 3. Obviously, we have the Gladiator King, the Gladiator Queen, and the P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian. Love the P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian King. It is incredibly cool looking. And I just wasn't really sold on the Gladiator effects. The Gladiator King seemed a little too close to home. It looked like the original King. And then the Queen, she looks cool, man, but I just don't like the way her mechanics are. Like when she's walking, she looks like she's hopping to me. I'm telling you, go back and watch a replay and watch her move across the map. It's just kind of weird looking to me. I don't know. Maybe she's always been like that and I just didn't notice, and it just stood out with this skin. I don't know. And then answering a question by Gabe as well. Gabe asked a question on the hero skins, but then also I'm going to follow it up with something about the Builders Hall that I mentioned in a stream, and I believe I also mentioned it in a previous video. And I just feel like, so, as you can tell, I am a little behind on the Builders Hall. This account was started about 3 months ago. I played my main account for years, but I never developed the Builders Hall on this account. I played it more on the SargTrain account, and that one is a high-level Builders Hall 7. This one is a newer Builders Hall 7, and I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to get caught up for the update that should be dropping very soon. But I feel like there's something more here than what we've done so far. And this kind of reminds you of early Clash of Clans where it was just base development, building your base without clan wars. No clan wars, so what was the point in really building your base? In this situation, the point is to climb up in trophies in the ladder, if you want to call it the ladder. And really, I think there's more here than what, there's no incentive to push up other than you get more loot as you push up, but there's not a lot of incentive to I only say this because I've played Clash Royale and I love what Supercell has done with Clash Royale. There's so many new effects, there's so many new cards coming, and I know, and I've talked to a couple of people in Supercell on this, that it's a little bit harder to add those things like they do in Royale because it's the card game opposed to, all these different troops. And I mean, I would love to see things like, and this was just an idea that I had years ago, I would love to see like a mini legendary, like on the Town Hall side. You got the Barbarian King and you got the Barb Queen, but then you have like a mini legendary, like the Ice Wizard, one Ice Wizard, not like we had a couple years ago where they introduced it for a Christmas special where you could just spam it. But I mean, like, you get one chance to use it. You have a choice of only one, like a Ice Wizard, maybe the Princess, maybe, the Knight, what is it called? I can't remember all of them. My apologies, guys. I don't play it that much anymore. But the legendary cards added into Clash of Clans, but it's a one-time use, and it would tie into your army. I'm not really sure how that would play out, but I just kind of envision like the princess being added. She's just as, you know, easy to take out as she would be in Clash Royale. So you have to strategically use her to kind of get some points, like setting a funnel or something, taking out some buildings or whatever. Just an idea, something new over there. That would be really cool. But back on the builder space, I would love to see a tournament format. I would love to see some type of clan war format to where the clan comes together and does things, and it really induces the want to play this. And I mean, I like this side. I really and truly do. I know some of you really don't, but I like this side because it's different looking. It's a little bit harder to maneuver. You can't just go spamming troops like the other side. And you know, I'm not discrediting those armies. Those armies work great. Don't take offense to that. You know, a mass group of bowlers taking out a base is phenomenal. However, I like how this one is strategic and it requires some attention to detail, and I'm still learning it. I'm not a pro at the Builders Hall yet, but I'm working on it. But I feel like there's more over here. There's untapped potential that in like tournament brackets or something to tie into the clan and induce or want to play this side of the base or this side of the game. That's going to pretty much wrap us up today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content today. We're trying to get you a different feel for our life, the YouTube channel, the game, and do some stuff that I enjoy. I love like the filmmaking, the cinematography. It would be better if I could learn how to commentate in the process, you know. But yeah, that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. If you enjoyed that content, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and thanks for watching, guys.
What, that?
I did.
Oh, I missed it. Well,
You're abusing the microphone.
and the desk.
I know. She's hitting the desk. She's like.
Okay.
And this one you should.